Mikili, Gertruida, Alderete and Mandava will be the back four. Sadiki and Xhaka will be the anchors in midfield. Hume and Talbi will be the width, and Lafitte will support Brobbey as the lone striker. It's the same formation for the visitors, Manchester United, with Lamens in goal for them. A back four of Mazraoui, Maguire, Martinez and Shaw. Mason Mount and Kobbie Mainoo, who's making his 100th Premier League appearance this afternoon, will be the anchors in midfield. Diallo and Mateus Cunha will be the width, and Bruno Fernandes, the captain, will line up just behind Xerxes, who leads the line somewhat surprisingly this afternoon. The referee today is Stuart Atwell, and in the VAR control room is a certain Peter Banks, and we'll be hoping for limited use from the VAR room. Well, certainly the Sunderland fans will want that to be the case. Last weekend, the red card adjudged for a rather innocuous pull of the shirt, happened to grab a bit of the hair. A straight red card and a 3-game ban has ended his season, and Sunderland's season needs to pick up. They've still got the opportunity to get into a European place. There's plenty to play for. They don't want it to fall on a whimper. Last time here, of course, that 5-0 Friday night thrashing at home to Nottingham Forest caused a bit of a shock. Not least to the man who skippers them this afternoon, Granit Xhaka, who has a good record against Manchester United. 3 goals and 2 assists make the Red Devils his most favourite opponent. And we are just moments away from kick-off. Sunderland voice is ringing through the air. Red and white scarves being held aloft. It's Manchester United, the visitors, always a big game. And Sunderland have a terrible record against teams that have started the day inside the top 4. You have to go back to 2016 and a 2-1 victory at Stamford Bridge for Gus Poyet's Sunderland, the last time that they managed to pick up 3 points against a team that started the league in the top 4. It's going to be Manchester United that get us underway, kicking from left to right as we look on, with their black shirts, yellow shorts, and black socks, and immediately they launch long, but Xerxes beat to it. It's going to fall here for Fernandes, who cushions it out towards the right-hand side. So Manchester United will look to gain early control of this one. You can see the footprint of Michael Carrick's style of play. He likes to have his teams control the ball, dictate the match, and there's Xerxes picking it up just inside the Sunderland half. Tried to flick it forwards. There's a first interception for Xhaka. It won't be the first time that I say this today. There's been an early goal elsewhere in the Premier League. Brighton have scored inside the opening minutes. Wolves, they lead by a goal to 0. They are looking, of course, to join Manchester United in next season's Champions League places. Of course, Manchester United don't have to worry about the fact that it could go down to 6th place if Aston Villa do win the Europa League in a few weeks' time. And they take on Freiburg. Long ball over the top. There's a nice first touch for Talbi. Worked out to the left-hand side. Sadiki coming in field. Rustles it back to Mandava. He's got plenty of space to work in the middle of the park. Sunderland's out on this near side. There's no options in the middle of the park. Manchester United have closed off any option of avenue of a pass inside. So let's go all the way back towards Alderete. And now there's a bit of space for Talbi. Then puts his foot on the ball. And immediately he's got 2 players right around him, Mazraoui and Mount, doubling up on him. Sunderland low keep possession. Brobbey beaten to it. And here go Manchester United on this near side. Diallo. Back it goes to Mazraoui. Maguire across the face of the 18-yard box for the World Cup winner, Sandro Martinez. Back to Lamens as Manchester United being forced to play around the edge of their own areas. Really good pressing from Sunderland's, who are being buoyed on by this rather vociferous crowd who are making so much noise inside the Stadium of Light, and they've forced an error here. Brobbey knocks the ball back to Xhaka. The space now on the right-hand side. Here's Hume. Back out to Lafitte. Now Xhaka. Immediately he's closed down by Cunha. Now to the right-hand side. Mikili coming up from the back. Little clip ball down the line. One for Hume to chase, but it just spins off the turf and out for a goal kick. It earns applause from the home side that are liking the rather vociferous, fast start from the home side that are pushing and probing and pressing and making it difficult for Manchester United. As you'd expect, Stadium Light, an absolute fortress for this home side. At the start of this season, 12 games they went before they tasted defeat here. Since then, it's a slightly different tale. 4 defeats in their last 5. They only win a 1-0 narrow victory against relegation-threatened Tottenham Hotspur. That was not without its controversy as well. As Manchester United again playing around at the back, Sunderland are pressing. Armans goes long. It's over the head of Xerxes. Really strong play at the back from Gertrude. Interesting to see how he deals with the height of Xerxes, who's been brought in surely for his physical presence. He's got a really good touch as well when he gets around the ball. He seems to just be able to cushion it down, almost Berbatov-esque, whenever the ball goes around him. And right now it's Sunderland in possession. Alderets shift out to Gertrude. Tries to force it forwards. It's going to break out to Hume on the right hand side. Bit of space in field for Lafitte. Tries to force it to the feet of Broby, but Martinez steps in, mounts, tries to flick round the corner. Broby's gone down on the edge of the area, but he's got himself straight back up. Here's Talby going on the outside. Talby looking to get the early ball into the box. It's really well blocked by Mason Mount, who's sticking to his man like glue. Oh, lovely from Xhaka, stepping inside. 2 challenges and selling the dummy of Fernandez. Can he work into the box? No, he plays it against the legs of Mount. Work back to Talby. Sunderland with the ball inside the Manchester United final third. There's a give and go. Talby on his right foot, going for the far corner, and it's just past the upright. Almost the perfect start for the home side. And the home fans, if they were loud before, suddenly erupted into a huge roar. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. 5 minutes gone here at the Stadium of Light. And almost a blistering opening from Talby, who just set his sights from just inside the deep, going for that far top corner. And it was a whisker away from just going inside that near post. And Brighton are tasting goals for fun at the moment. They're 2-0 up against Wolves in the other 3 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League. There's also a Bournemouth v Fulham game that's you might want to keep an eye on if you're looking for the race for Europe. Flick round the corner from Fernandez. Bit of miscommunication between him and Diallo. Fernandez was rather complaining. Well, it seemed like he was going to complain towards his teammate. And then he turned round and spoke instead to Mateus Cunha. Throwing it's going to be for Sunderland on this near side, right in front of the bench. Short throw is flicked on, headed away by Mount. Nice cushion header from Mainu. Mount to Xerxes. Nice ball back to Cunha. Is that handball against Xerxes? No, says the referee. Sunderland play on anyway. Sadiki stepping inside one. It's really congested in the middle of the park, but Broby plays a nice little give and go, and Sadiki is through. Sadiki 1-1 with the keeper this time. Oh, brilliant save from Larmans, and it should have been 1-0. He opened up his body, Sadiki. He thought he was going to go to the far corner. He changed his mind and went towards the near post. And that's where the keeper was positioned. He did well to get out, as Sadiki had a good 20-30 yards to run into. And Harman's just positioned himself on the edge of the 6-yard box, diving low to his right. But Manchester United completely carved apart here. It was quick football. It was a lay back from Broby. First time ball through from Xhaka. Broby steps over it. And Sadiki was in. Corner to Sunderland. Whipped in underneath the keeper. Headed away by Mainu. An air kick by Sadiki. Chance to whip the ball in at the back post though. It's deep towards the near post. It's overhead of Broby, and really important touch to the back post. It's Mason Mount back there. Has to flick it away behind for another Sunderland corner. And they're pushing hard in the opening minutes here at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. 7 minutes gone. The rain bucketing down in the northeast of England. It's wet, windy, slippy, sliding. Low delivery towards the near post. It's a diving header that goes way, way wide. And Alderets will jog back towards his own goal. He's just got his angles all shades of wrong. It was a lovely delivery towards the near post, fizzed in. He threw himself, but the angle he threw himself out, the header was more likely to go up by the corner flag than trouble the goalkeeper. Sunderland with two glorious chances inside a couple of minutes. First through Talby, shot from the edge of the area, whisked past the post. The second, a good save from Larmans after Siddiqui was put through. Now it's Manchester United's turn to attack as Diallo goes on the outside, looking to take on the fullback Mandava, then checking back on his left foot, cushioned towards Mainu on the edge of the area. Swept out to the left-hand side. Here's Luke Shaw. Now Mateus Cunha on the corner of the 18-yard box. Really good tackle from Siddiqui, which has led Cunha in a heap on the turf. The referee's given a free kick there for that, Stuart Atwell. Now, I'm not sure about that. Got plenty of the ball. It seemed like Cunha just went over. I've just seen a replay of it. Yeah, certainly, he doesn't get the ball. Just got flicked away from him. It's a good call from the referee, Stuart Atwell. I'll eat my words there. It's a free kick right on the corner of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side, which Bruno Fernandes will certainly be favourite to take. Mason Mount's there as well. Stuart Atwell just walking back and making sure the wall is going to be the required 10 yards. It's a three-man Sunderland wall that are blocking the route between that near post, as Roofs is trying to organise the rest of his box. Surely it's too tight an angle for a shot here from Bruno Fernandes. You just never know. This time he plays it short. Diallo going for the corner, and that's just a whisker away as well. Diallo hitting it first time on his left foot. It was almost a P-roller across the edge of the 18-yard box. He just set his sights too far away from the outside upright. It was not as close as Talby's effort moments ago. It's the first sighter for Manchester United, and that would have been big assist number 20 for Bruno Fernandes had it gone in the back of the net. Nice ball from Roos out towards the far side. Siddiqui through to Xhaka, who's pushed from behind. That's going to be a free kick. Cunha tries to wave it off. Sunderland want to get on with the game quickly. Referee not allowing it. Xhaka stands over this ball. Every Manchester United player retreats behind it. Regis Labrie, the Sunderland manager, standing on the edge of his technical area. A drenched coat with arms crossed, the painful expression on his face. It's not pleasant there. Broby, nice touch from him. He looks to turn and go into the area. The keeper comes and gets a hand on it. He has to gather at the second attempt. Pretty sure he got caught on the hand there as well. So simple again from Broby, who was given complete freedom. No one picked him up. Xhaka just popped the ball through to him. Just tries to flick it away and move on to it in one movement. Just a little bit too heavy. Martinez couldn't bring him down. The keeper had to be alert. Just got a little studs on the side of the wrist there as he got to the ball first. The Manchester United goalkeeper was okay. Didn't require any treatment. He has the ball at his feet. 11 minutes gone here. Stadium like this Premier League game between Sunderland and Manchester United, still goalless, but they've had three great chances, two for the home side and one for the visitors, and now it's Sunderland back on the attack again, and that's a really important sliding challenge from Mason Mount. It was Lafee that was running through the middle. He just slowed down, which allowed Mount to get back and just slide from behind and get a toe in on the ball. He had to time that one right. It's the perfect challenge from the former England midfielder. Who's going to break here for Fernandes? Out to Cunha. Got Xerxes ahead of him, but he turns and lays the ball back instead to Luke Shaw. There's Martinez. Manchester United just haven't had any control in this game in the opening 12 minutes. Mainu comes deep to get on the ball. And Mason Mount getting involved. Back it goes to Harry Maguire. Interesting to see whether he's going to be favoured from World Cup selection by Thomas Tuchel. Kick ball down the line. Diallo tries to turn with the ball on his chest. He then slips on the turf as the ball goes out of play. And Mandava applauds at the assistant for giving the decision his side's way. Be a Sunderland throw-in. 15 yards or so inside their own half. Mandava jogging to take it from the right position. Looking for movement, throwing it in field. old buddy volley up into the mixer. Headed away, then flicked on by Fernandez. That was Sunderland though, and Mandava. Long up the line towards the feet. It's a lovely cushion first touch, but the assistant's flag is up. Just used the outside of his left boot just to cushion the ball down from the air. It was really lovely control. Just a shame he started in an offside position. Tell you what, I've just seen the replay and he was certainly onside. The assistant has rather eagerly raised his flag there for that one. Although I'd much rather that than play on for 15 minutes and then pull it back for offside. So not going to find too many complaints this end of the microphone. So the Almonds will take this free kick. Manchester United pushing players up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's a straight long diagonal up towards Xerxes. He's beaten to it in the air by Gertruda. Gertruda has absolutely had the makings of Xerxes. The opening 12 minutes, Xerxes hasn't won a single header so far. Mount muscled off it. Here goes Talby. Helps on by Broby, who's charging down this left-hand side. Broby's looking for options. There's the Fee making a run into the channel. The Fee back to Broby. The Fee takes over. Back to Mandava. Sunderland's in control of possession. They're going to switch the point of the attack to the right-hand side, are they? And instead, Gertruda plays the ball backwards to Maldoret. Now Mandava on the halfway line. Sunderland just trying to pull the Manchester United players out of position. First it's being led by Bruno Fernandes. Kuna looks to close down Michele. Moves the goalkeeper 5 yards outside of his area. Plays the ball short in field. Gets the return. It's just a bit awkward here. Sunderland forced to go long up towards Broby. And Maguire raises highest. Back the other way it goes. A bit of head tennis. The feed, little touch from him. Another chance for Hume to run forwards, and he's tackled unfairly, says the referee. It's going to be a free kick to Sunderland. Mason Mount penalised. See him mouthing no chance, wagging his finger in the referee's face. So it looked like a clip from behind. So we've got a free kick in a really central position, 35-40 yards from goal. Hume gets a high five from his teammate. Xhaka, who's somewhat becoming a bit of a set-piece guru, stands over this free kick. Both these sides have an incredible record of scoring the opening goal and then going on to win. Neither of these sides have lost a game in which they've scored first. So you kind of feel that whoever does get the opening goal is in a strong position not to lose this game. The kick when it came in was headed away and out of play for a throw-in. Kuna, the Manchester United man, back there. And that's a chance for a long throw-in. Level with the edge of the 18-yard box over on the far side. The noise inside the stadium light just subsiding slightly. And the excitement from the kick-off and then the first chances for Talby and Siddiqui. They must do something from this long throw. All to aim for inside the 6-yard box. There's two lurking on the edge of the area. It's flicked on at the near post and it's gone behind for a goal kick to Manchester United. Alderets was the intended recipient. Just flicked off the top of his crown. The Manchester United manager. How long has he got left in charge of the Red Devils? That's the question a lot of people are asking. His temporary appointment runs out in 2 games' time. There's a big clamour for him to be given the job permanently, having secured in Champions League football. And while Siddiqui works the ball in field, he's absolutely clattered after the ball had gone. Referee waves him up. There's Talby. Just tries to chip it down the line. Good block from Diallo. Falls back to Talby. Now it's had to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Wolves takes a touch just to get him away from Xerxes. Long diagonal out towards the right hand side. Controlling the chest from Hume. Left steps inside the challenge of Mainu. Now he's got space to pick out a cross if he wants to. He's got support on the outside. There's Mazraoui. Inside to Lafitte. Lafee gets across, and it's a poor one that's easily cleared away at the near post. Still Sunderland pushing and probing. Here's McKaylee again. Now the cross from Siddiqui's blocked away. It's going to be another throw-in. Luke Shaw, the Manchester United, who's doing lots of defensive work over on that far side. Another chance for a long throw-in. 6 white shirts in the box this time. Instead, it's gone short to Gertrude. Back out to McKaylee. Short pass infield. It's worked back to the edge of the area. Lafee with a shot that's blocked. He has the second bite of the cherry. Appeals for handball. Immediately Stuart Atwell waves away the protests. And now he stops as the ball goes out of play. And Peter Banks and the VAR control room will have a look at this. Well, Hume laid it back to Lafee. And the shot firstly was blocked. And then the second block certainly hits the arm of Diallo. And his arm was outside of his body. And I think this might well be given as a penalty, you know. His arm is out in what you might deem as an unnatural position. It's diagonally out away from his body. Jacques is laughing with the referee. And a goal kick has been given, I believe. He's not blown the whistle just yet. Now he has. We'll resume, I should say, with the throw-in as the ball went out of play. Well, I've seen them given more often than not this season, so I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not saying it wasn't the right decision, but just knowing the way games have been refereed, certainly in the VAR control room, that kind of decision has more often than not resulted in a penalty being awarded. Meanwhile, free kick's given. Foul on Maguire, who's in no rush to take this free kick. He plays it across the face of the pitch to his centre-back partner, Martinez. Kunis made the run in behind. Instead it's gone out to Shaw on the left-hand side. Back once again with Martinez, who shifts it on to Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo's got nowhere to go forwards with the ball, so it's back with Maguire. And this is the problem for Manchester United. Sunderland are so compact when they're out of possession. There's no way through them. They're forced to play the ball back in the triangle of Mainoo, Maguire and Martinez. Mason Mount drops short to get involved. Out towards this right-hand side. Here's Mazraoui. To Diallo, infield to Kobbie Mainoo. Go between him and Mason Mount. It's all very slow and pedestrian from Manchester United, but they are making headway and getting towards the Sunderland final third. Sunderland got everybody back behind the ball. There's Bruno Fernandes. Out towards the right-hand side. Diallo with a touch. Looks to come inside. Ball played first time for Fernandes, looking for Mazraoui. Really good interception from Alderete. And now Mandava down by his own corner flag. Manages to find a teammate. It's cleared away. And Manchester United will pick up possession just inside their own half with Harry Maguire. Watching earlier, I do wonder if he's included in Thomas Tuchel's World Cup squad in the summer. Southgate, I think he's certainly a shoo-in. Thomas Tuchel will pick the players in form, as he likes. Doesn't like Maguire enough to take him in the England squads for the World Cup. Time will tell. So a couple of weeks ago till that announcement. There's sure to be some big names that are going to be left out. So Martinez picks up possession just inside his own half again. Chipped over the top and bounced all the way through to Roofs, the Sunderland goalkeeper. Manchester United just haven't been able to get anything going from open play. One chance in this opening 22 minutes or so. It's coming from a free kick on the edge of the area. It was well worked and just past the post by Diallo. For Sunderland, they've had 6 attempts already inside the opening 20 minutes of this game. One save of any note from Roofs. Plenty of efforts just wide of goal. Might be in again here though. Siddiqui. Is he fouled in the middle of the park? Yes, he is. It's going to be a free kick. And once again, Mason Mount's the defender. I wonder how many fouls he'll be allowed to commit before Stuart Atwell brings out the yellow card. It's the third I count now. It's going to be around the 5 or 6 mark. Xhaka stands over this free kick. Central position, 30 yards from goal. There's plenty of discussion going on as three red and white shirts just move away from Granit Xhaka. And then they position themselves along the width of the 18-yard box. Xhaka looking with intent, just chips it over the top again. Broby beaten to it in the air by Martinez. It's fisted away by Larmans. Is it going to come towards the edge of the area? Yes, it is for Michele. Free kick is given. Broby was late on the challenge on the goalkeeper, which makes the potential attempt on goal null and void. Broby certainly doesn't mind putting himself about. As for Martinez, he does leave a boot in there on the goalkeeper. That's going to be a sore one. I like this from Larmans. He's not rolling around, claiming he's hurt. He's just getting on with the game. Which is a relatively unfamiliar sight in the state of the modern game that we see nowadays, with keepers going down for rather impromptu team talks roughly around this time of the game. As Martinez chests the ball forwards, down, makes it back towards the goalkeeper. Xerxes is not going to reach that one. Does fall for Mason Mount. Fernandez uses his quick feet to work it through towards Kuna, who's taking up a real central position, trying to get involved in the game. Space for Martinez to go into the Sunderland half. Shaw putting on the outside. Xerxes coming short. It's a really heavy pass back towards Kobbie Mainoo. That's the other side of Xerxes' game. Passing is somewhat awkward from the Manchester United striker. Surprise inclusion to lead the attack this afternoon. Martinez pokes it out wide. So we get the return from Shaw. Nowhere forward for Manchester United to go. There's Mainoo switching in field. Mount, lovely turn from him to get away from. Turn back into the Swiss Sunderland captain, and Xhaka picks the ball off him. Out towards this near side. It was rather thumped by Alderete out to Mandava. He's gone out for a throw-in. Diallo will take it, level the edge of the 18-yard box. In fact, he's going to leave it for Mazraoui. Chance maybe for a long throw. Doesn't look like he's shaping up for it though. Goes short to the feet of Mount. Back to Mazraoui. Comes in field. Pass in field. He tried to force it through. Gives it straight to a Sunderland player. Shaw's had his shirt tugged as he nipped in ahead of Hugh. And Hugh might be lucky to escape a yellow card for that challenge. Just a heavy touch from him. Shaw nipped in. And two hands firmly tugging the back of the shirt. And quite clearly, that'll be a free kick. It's been the only way Manchester United have mustered a chance on goal. As Bruno Fernandes wipes the rain out of his eyes. Stands over this ball, surveying the scenes ahead of him. So 30 yards from goal in the central position. Sunderland with a line on the edge of the 18-yard box. There's the late run into the box. It's flicked on and away. Still danger not over yet as Maguire at the back stick tries to fire it across. Broby's there to block it behind for a corner. Manchester United's first corner of the afternoon. 26.5 minutes gone here at the Stadium Light. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Sunderland's with all the chances really in this game. Chance though maybe for Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United on the score sheet. Raises his right hand in the air. Corner is high towards the far post. Maguire challenging for it. Broby gets there first, and it's going to be a corner. I don't know, Maguire felt the effects of that one. He headed into the back of Broby's head. Just down on his haunches, rubbing the top of his head at the moment. Oh, he certainly did. It's a strong effort from the Manchester United number 5. It's the second corner in quick succession. This time Diallo will take it from this near side. Two hands in the air. In swing up. Plenty of movement around in the box. It's headed away at the near post. It's going to fall on the edge of the area for Kuna. Out to Fernandes. And there's to Diallo. He's got space to run into. Looks to take on the defender. Little step over. That's a great challenge. And Sunderland can get the ball clear. They've given it away straight back to Bruno Fernandes, who clips it out towards the left-hand side. Shaw with a nice first touch. Gets out of his feet. Cross towards the far post. And it's a really important flick away because Diallo was completely unmarked. Back in the box from Kuna and just over the top from Xerxes. First time he's had a bit of space in the box. It was a lovely cross from Kuna on the right-hand side. And Xerxes had a free header from about 10 yards out. He heads it just over the top. And it's the closest Manchester United have come. It was really well. He somehow found a bit of space in the box, took a couple of steps back, and that's where he struggled to recreate the angle. He was leaning backwards to try and get onto the ball. Just got underneath it and headed it onto the roof of the nets. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Still here at the Stadium of Light. There's Martinez turning away from Lafitte. Martinez works it infield and he's given it away. Nice little back heel from Hume. Here goes Sidibe. Siddiqui checking back on his right foot, finding Xhaka on the halfway line. Two Manchester United players around him. Just for a moment there, thought the potential of a quick counter-attack for Sunderland. One-on-one chance for Siddiqui. The game's best moment. Came for some quick fire passing after they won possession in the heart midfield. Scooped out towards the right hand side. Square ball into the box is well intercepted. Back heel for Fernandes is a wrong decision as Xhaka steps in and he goes through. Here's Brobby on the edge of the area. Manchester United have to be careful not to bring him down. And hopefully he's given a free kick against Brobby. He's saying he was holding the shirt of Martinez. Not sure I necessarily agree with that choice, but referee's given it. In fact, oh no, he touched it with his hands. Just as he was rolled over, his long arm, his long fingers grazed the top of the ball. So a free kick has been given for handball. It's fired long by Lamens. Nice just down from Xerxes. Receives the give and go from Bruno Fernandes, who chips into space beyond the fullback, and Shaw's going to get there first, is he? No. Really good starting challenge from Alderette. Shaw takes the throw quickly down by the corner flag. Plenty of bodies up here. Sunderland's got the bodies themselves back, but a really poor pass intended for Xerxes. As Roofs has rushed into a clearance that's given the ball away inside their own final third. Mount just tries the pass with the outside of his boot. It could work its way back to him. It's all a bit messy and scrappy on the edge of the area before eventually the Sunderland goalkeeper can fall on the ball. Both sides guilty of giving the ball away, and that's maybe the weather coming into play. It is horrendously wet out there, and both sides struggling to get a real flow of the game. That's a nice long diagonal ball out to Talby on this near side. Talby steps inside Mazraoui, inside the area, lays it back to the edge of the area. Here's Hume to Broby, back to goal, looks to turn Martinez, shot across the face of goal, and it's just a couple of yards past the near post. It was a really tight angle from Broby. He received the ball with his back to goal, just shifted it onto his right foot, twizzed and twizzled and swiveled and hit it, and it was really a shot from the corner of the 6-yard box that went right across the face of goal. Kind of just needed someone to gamble in on it at the far post. Another nearly moment for Sunderland. Still goalless here at the Stadium of Light. Long again from Lamens. It's going to bounce all the way through to Roofs at the other end, who was in position about 10 yards outside of his own area. Here's Gertruda. On to McKeely. Xhaka. Sunderland pushing Manchester United players back into their own half. Xhaka once more. McKeely. Now Gertruda steps inside Xerxes and lays the ball off to this near side. Alderette will walk the ball forwards. Still inside his own half before shifting it back the other way. McKeely onto Gertruda. Now out towards Hume. He takes over. Feet back towards Hume. Tries the low cross towards the edge of the area. It's cleared away. Brobey battling for it. Cleared only as far as Gertruda. Tries to flick it round the corner. Picked up in the middle by Lafitte. Nice little skip away from him. And he's picked up the rebound as well. Manchester United just about getting bodies in the way to block it away and clear it up towards halfway. And Dava gets there first. Really good from Gertruda, who's still in a forward position. So much space for the feet, who went for the pass rather than the shot. Brobey lays it back to the edge of the area, and it's just past the post. It took a deflection on its way through. It's Siddiqui again who's denied. And simple again from Sunderland. They just wait for the bit of movement. Manchester United defence static. Brobey rather miscontrolled it as he tried to hold it up. His touch fell kindly to Siddiqui on the edge of the area. It's Mason Mount that got the important touch to take it away from goal. It's the third Sunderland corner. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Into the final 11 minutes of this first half. Sunderland's been on top for the majority of it. Nothing to show. Cross towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away. He'll be picked up on the edge by Siddiqui, who's clipped as he tries to bring the ball down. Now it's a free kick in a really promising position. Diallo pleads his innocence. Certainly no question that should be a free kick. And now this is in prime Granit Xhaka territory. I remember seeing him score a goal for Switzerland from a very similar position in the World Cup. It must be 8 years ago now. Well, from the last corner there was just a VAR review for a potential penalty check. Before the ball was put in play, Bruno Fernandes pushed Talbi in the back, sent him to the turf. It was checked and cleared by Peter Banks. And also standing over this free kick. And it is central. It's 25-30 yards from goal. And I would be very surprised if anyone but Granit Xhaka doesn't hit this one. Xhaka barking instructions to his teammates. He chips it into the box instead. It's come off the top of the head of Michele. Cleared away. And there's a bit of a mistake at the back and a chance for Manchester United to break, but a slip from Diallo. It was going to be a 3-on-1 situation. And he slips at the vital time. And now both sides guilty of giving the ball away to each other. Here's Xhaka trying to restore some calm onto the pitch. Ball worked out towards his left-hand side. Here's Lafitte. Lafitte chips it forward towards Brobey. He chests it, turning into the path of Hume. Mount steps in front of him. Now Mount towards Xerxes. Xerxes didn't see Gertruda coming in on the blind side, but he does enough to shield him off the ball and lay it back. Bruno Fernandes wants a free kick. Xerxes wants a free kick. He's right in the face of the referee, who stopped the game. The challenge was fair. It went through from behind, but certainly didn't take out the man. So a little bit of afters from Alderets after the ball had gone. A little swipe at the back of the ankle. The referee has been instructed to give the free kick there. He certainly wouldn't have seen it because he was following the play. And Manchester United got a free kick 10 yards inside their own half, which Harry Maguire will take. With 9 minutes and less towards half time, Manchester United just had one touch inside the Sunderland penalty area compared to 19 for the home side, who have been the dominant force in the opening 37 minutes inside the Stadium of Lights, where it's still Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Nothing to separate the two sides as it stands. There's Martinez. Way back towards Kobe Mainu. As Rawi's got plenty of space. That's a really poor touch from Bruno Fernandes. And now Lafitte looks to take on Mainu. Checks his run, then gets clipped from behind. It's going to be a free kick. Luke Shaw running back. Wanted to make sure Lafitte wasn't going to get the ball over the top for Brobby, that's for sure. Michael Carrick's seen enough. He turns and walks back towards his bench. It hasn't been a pretty watch from Manchester United's point of view. There's Gertruda. Michele. Infield it goes to Lafitte. Lafitte finds Michele once more. He's carried on his run. Fades in towards Siddiqui on the edge of the area. It's tight, congested, but the passes are on point from Sunderland. Flicked out to the left-hand side by Hugh. Nice ball, nice little flick from Siddiqui. And here goes McKaylee. Can he get across it? It's floated towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Mazraoui. Really good from Gertruda. And it's cleared away by Mount. Still Sunderland probing and pressing on the edge of the area. Shots blocked from the edge of the area. That time it was McKaylee who was having the chance. And now Sunderland got to be careful as the break could be on, but a poor pass has given it straight back to the Black Cats. Here's Alderete. Infield to Xhaka. Space to turn. Lays it out to the left-hand side. Siddiqui. Diallo right up in his grill. Has to lay it infield instead. Nice flick from Talby, but can't find a teammate. Manchester United back in possession. Kuna. Is that a foul? Yes, it is. Right on the centre circle. Hume, the man who brings down the Manchester United record summer signing. Space on the left-hand side as Manchester United look to break quickly. Xerxes onside. Can't quite make enough contact. 12 yards out, the ball was squared to him. There were two players around him that did enough. Xerxes just didn't quite make the connection. So a really good tackle actually from Xhaka. Just nips it off his toes. Still it remains goalless. Still, Manchester United have had just one touch inside the Sunderland penalty area. Alderete can carry the ball forwards. Towards halfway, in fact. Now he's looking for the options for a pass. He plays it to Xhaka. Plays it back to Alderete, who probably didn't win the ball where he was playing. He has to check back on himself before playing it back to the goalkeeper. It's long, but easily picked up by Shaw. And Martinez to Maguire. Mazraoui looks to work the ball up the line. He tried to do a bit too much. Oh, he's under a bit of pressure. It's worked back to the keeper. Pressure still coming from Talby, who almost got a footing on that clearance. Hume can't quite nip the ball off the toes of Shaw. Manchester United have just about kept possession. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Chips out towards this right-hand side. Diallo takes it nicely on the chest. Steps inside the challenge of Mandava. Now Diallo slips again on the turf. That's not the first time. It's given a free kick. It wasn't a challenge, it was just a slip from the Manchester United winger. It's the third time that he's lost his footing. There might have been a foul before the eventual slip. There was a little tug of the shirt. Good few seconds before. So maybe some benefit of the doubt for Stuart Atwell, but Manchester United on this near side. Diallo. There's Bruno Fernandes back to Kobe Mainu. And Maguire just inside his own half. And Martinez receives it, has to play it back to Harry Maguire. And now carries it forward into the Sunderland half. And again, it's that chip ball out towards the far side. Shaw brings it down. Plays it inside to Mount, who's allowed to turn, then a heavy touch, but able to recover. As the rain keeps lashing down here inside the Stadium Elite. Xerxes takes the ball on the turn, tries to tackle three Sunderland players. He's going to break here for Diallo, is it? No, really good footing from Talby. Now Xhaka could lead a charge for Sunderland. Out to the right-hand side, Gertruda. Plays it infield nicely. Here's Lafitte. Switch of play. There's plenty of space for Talby on this near side. He's going to get there as well, despite Mazraoui's best efforts. Talby, nice little flick round the corner. Comes off his foot last. It's going to be a goal kick. It's a nice idea. He played it onto his left foot and tried to flick it round the challenge of the Manchester United fullback. And then it just came to the inside of his shin. Skewed behind for a goal kick. And for the thoughts of the two managers. Goalless as we go into the final 3 minutes plus added time in this first half. And a few of the Sunderland fans are going to take solace inside the concourses. Probably dry off as well. Find a few hand dryers. It is becoming a bit torrential inside the Stadium Elite. All chipped forwards. Diallo is being absolutely manhandled as he's backing into the Sunderland fullback. But he's allowed to play on as he's found Bruno Fernandes, who's charging forwards. Clearance is come off the chest of a Sunderland player, and the keeper couldn't prevent it from going behind for a corner. It's a slip from Roos, who's just feeling rather uncomfortable. He's been helped back onto his feet. He might still winded himself there. And it's a goal kick's been given. It hasn't, no corner has been given. Just for a moment there, the referee had the ball and handed it to the goalkeeper. That was the thing, and then he bowled it back out to the corner taker. It was just a check of maybe a VAR incident. I'll get you confirmation on that momentarily. Meanwhile, Diallo will take this latest Manchester United corner. Xerxes, a pushing race on the edge of the centre circle. Instead, that's taken short. It's back to Diallo, who's worked himself inside the area. He's got no way to get the shot off. He's forced to go back out towards the corner flag. He's got two players around him. He manages to find Fernandez. Now Kuna. Fernandez once more. Nice pass infield for Mainu. It's all around the periphery of the Sunderland penalty area. Out to the far side, and Harry Maguire back to Shaw. First time ball into the box. Chested down towards Bruno Fernandez, who looks up and tries to find Xerxes. It's flicked away, kept in play by the goalkeeper. It's probably the best spell of attacking pressure from Manchester United in the whole game as we are about to go into the final minute of the first half. Here's Hume. Inside it goes to Intruder. Back to McKaylee. Both sides now will settle for this scoreline at the break. Certainly wouldn't be a bad result for either side. As the challenge in the middle has come Manchester United's way. Played through by Mount to Xerxes. Just didn't look confident at all when he got the ball inside the box. McKaylee comes across to take the ball off him. Meanwhile, I think it's Hume who's down on the turf in the centre circle. It's coming together between him and Mount. Mount just got to the ball first. Xerxes inside the area. He had three players to pull the ball back to, and that's what he tried to do. Just didn't look confident. It was easily blocked away by McKaylee. And it's a Manchester United corner. The 5th of the afternoon. So we're into added time at the end of the first half. Corner whips in towards the penalty area. It's flicked away. We're going to have one additional minute. Volley from the edge of the area. Is it going to fall for Mainu? No, his air kicked, and Xhaka bundles through. Keeps it in play. Clears it long. No chance for a breakaway though. It's going to be helped back to the goalkeeper, who then flies it high into the sky. Be interested to see that again. It's going to be Mainu. An air kick inside the penalty area. If he'd have made contact, it might well have been a shot to test Roofs in the Sunderland goal. Time for Siddiqui. Tries to switch out to the far side. Sunderland have got it with Brobby. Brobby concerned. Plays out to Talby on this near side. He's got space. Mazraoui tries to stand him up. Talby with a little step over. Can he get the ball across? No, Talby can only find the knee of Mazraoui. It's going to be a corner at the other end. It's going to be time to take it. We've gone past the additional minutes. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0 inside the Stadium of Light. Minutes ago, big chance for Manchester United. Shot from the edge of Kuna. The rebound fell to Mainu. It was an air kick. Couldn't find the target. Well, this latest Sunderland corner will be taken by Lafie. Be an in-swinger, surely the last action of this first half. Lafie steps up, comes towards the far post. Brobby rises highest, and that is the half-time whistle as the ball goes past the post. And Siddiqui is the man who came closest to breaking the deadlock. Played through by Granit Xhaka, one-on-one with the goalkeeper Larmans, who took up a position on the edge of the 6-yard box and spread himself low and kept out the strike towards the near post. Both sides have whipped the ball just past the post. Talby for Sunderland and Diallo for Manchester United. It's goalless at the break, and we'll have all the action for you live from the second half from the Stadium of Lights, where the half-time score here is Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. We'll see you in 15. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Stadium Light, where the half-time score is Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Fear not, we should get goals in the second half. Of the 37 goals Sunderland have scored in the Premier League this season, 25 of them have come after the restart. Meanwhile, Manchester United are on their second ever longest run of scoring, 23 games and counting they have scored in the Premier League. So do expect goals in this second half as both teams are out. The rain is still lashing down and it's Sunderland that kick us off from left to right as we look on. Stuart Atwell just checking the amount of players and he blows his whistle. And the ball is all the way back to Roofs, who will launch it long up towards the edge of the area, and Broby immediately cushions it down away from Martinez. Lafay with an early ball into the box, headed away by the Argentine Martinez, and Lafay's going to try and let the ball bounce, but that was never going to happen, and Manchester United should be able to get it clear. Well, they're struggling to do so as they're being forced to pass the ball around in their own corner area, but they managed to eventually get it up towards Xerxes, whose heavy touch just allow the challenge to come in from Gertruda. It's been a rather insipid display from Xerxes, whose rather languid, loose style hasn't really been in keeping with a game that's been rather frantic in truth. There's been mistakes from both sides, players slipping, and really Sunderland have been the side that have created all the chances. The ball bounces away again from Xerxes, who just doesn't be able to seem to read the flight of the ball at the moment. So we're a minute into this second half. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. No changes at the break. Let's go through the two lineups for you. We'll start with Sunderland. Roofs in goal for them. Michele, Gertruda, Alderete and Mandava, the back four. Siddiqui and Xhaka have been absolutely superb in the heart of midfield for Sunderland, with Hume, Talby and Lafay support of Broby, the lone striker, who is causing a nuisance for the two centre-backs of Manchester United. Ball poked out to the left-hand side for Kuna. Under pressure from Hume, he manages to flick the ball away to Kobe Mainu, who's popped up on this near side. Martinez plays it out to Shaw. It's all a bit congested down, and Xerxes, another heavy touch from him. He's fortunate that Kuna was there to spare his blushes. Kuna then throws himself to the turf and gets a free kick. Smiles from the offending player, Michele. For Manchester United, Larman's in goal for them. A back four of Mazraoui, Maguire, Martinez and Shaw. Now to Mainu at the heart of midfield, with Diallo and Matheus Cunha supplying the width. And Bruno Fernandes looking for his record equaling 20th assist of the season, supporting the striker Xerxes. Still lots of fans inside the concourse. I don't blame them for trying to keep warm and sheltered for an extra few minutes, but the game is back underway. Nothing to report in the opening 2.5 minutes here at the Stadium of Light, where it's Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. All the chances really flowing the way of the side in red and white. The Sunderland side that have only ever beaten Manchester United once here in the Premier League in 15 previous encounters. That victory back in February 2016 is the only victory they've tasted on this grounds. Manchester United got a throw-in over on the far side. Elsewhere in the Premier League, Brighton lead Wolves by 2-0 as they look to continue their push for a potential Champions League place, certainly a European space. And the other two contenders for that 6th spot, Fulham and Bournemouth, are both down to 10 men as it's goalless at Craven Cottage. And finally, in the earlier lunchtime kickoff, it finished Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, which means that Liverpool can't close the gap on Manchester United, who have already secured their Champions League football for next season. Ball forward from Maguire. Xerxes this time with good control. And turns away from trouble. Infield to Kuna. Lays it back and fired up the line to Diallo. Mount, first and ball for Xerxes. That's a better layer from him to Fernandes. Kuna from a long way out tries to open up his right foot. Just gets underneath it. It was a rather casual effort, but it certainly had some power behind it. And unfortunately for him, it was a good 4 or 5 yards over the top of the crossbar. That's the first real opportunity, if you can call it that, from open play Manchester United have created. The only chances in the first half, which were few and far between, came from set-piece deliveries. The ball was played forwards by Gertruda. Sadiki losing out. Not often I've said that today. In fact, he won every single duel he faced in the first half. Those were his impressive figures. And for throw into Manchester United, which Luke Shaw will take just underneath us here. Michael Carrick, the man in charge. Mentioned before, the talk about him taking this job permanently. Ahead of the game, he mentioned that certainly not on his mind, and his players are focused on just winning every game for this season. And then they'll restock at the end of the season. It's out of his hands. He'll focus on the game at hand as Fernandez tries to cross it towards the far post. It comes off Kuna. It's deflected back to him. Be interested to know where that ball was going to land. Back to Luke Shaw. Cross into the danger area. Bounces off Xerxes. Cleared away by Gertruda. Kobe Mainu picks it up in the heart of midfield. Diallo to Martinez, who spivels away from trouble. Nice ball forwards, and Fernandez isn't going to get there. And Altared keeps it in. And then gives it away. There's Mazraoui to Mainu. Much better start to the second half here for Manchester United. Shaw looking to take on Xhaka. Then fends it off to Kuna. He looked like he wanted to line up the shot. Instead he thought better of it and played it infield. Mazraoui cushions it inside to Bruno Fernandes. His shot's blocked away. And out for a throw-in on that far side. Much brighter start to the second half for Manchester United. Whatever Michael Carrick said at half-time is certainly paying dividends. Here's Martinez, who's the deepest outfield player back, and he's midway inside the Sunderland half. Out to Luke Shaw. He's been forced backwards. Now Manchester United will be forced all the way back to just inside their own half. Harry Maguire picks it up inside the centre circle. Now he's allowed to walk it forwards. Press not quite so intense at the start of the second half from the home side. They'll be just preserving their energy. Here's Maguire. Out to Mazraoui. Takes a touch and plays it up the line. Diallo looking to take on his man. And just checks back and plays it in field. Now to Fernandez. Fernandez tries to force it through. It could come to Diallo. Squared across the face of the 6-yard box. It was turned away. A better pass, and that was a tap-in. Now Sunderland look to break as Lafille gets swiped from behind by Luke Shaw, and it's a free kick, and that will just alleviate some of the pressure Manchester United were building up. Well, Bruno Fernandes just tried to slot the ball through for Xerxes. That was the intended target. It ricocheted off of Granit Xhaka, and it felt so invitingly for Diallo, whose only thought was to try and square it across the face of goal. He couldn't find the teammate, and it was cleared away from danger. Still Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0, but it's the away side now. We've started the second half strong, and they're pushing and knocking on the door. Going back to Michael Carrick momentarily. Of course, there's plenty of clamour for him from the Manchester United fans to be given the job permanently. Just have to look at his record. Since he took charge on the 17th of January, his side have won more points than any other Premier League side. And in his 14 games in charge, he's won more points than Ruben Amorim did in his 20 this season. That's a heavy challenge from Mount. Referee weighs advantage as Sunderland still have the ball, but not sure Sadiki wanted to. Check back and then just plays it to the outside. Still a Sunderland player down in the heat on the turf. Gertruda to Xhaka, who points to the injured player, plays it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester United when we do resume. It's a late challenge from Mason Mount. Absolutely swiped the standing foot of Alderete. It's going to be a really sore one. Mason Mount lucky to escape a yellow card. He had a few challenges in the first half. No, now the referee, as I say that, has gone over towards Mason Mount and has got his card out of his pocket for the first time, and we do have the game's first yellow card. And Mason Mount is the recipient. His first start since December. 9 minutes into the second half, the game's first booking. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Alderete now back on his feet. Manchester United throw the ball all the way back. And here's McKaylee. Now to dribble the ball in field. There's Alderete's feet. Not too bad. As he takes the ball in his stride and plays it back to the goalkeeper. Michele once more. Nice run forwards from Gertruda. Plays it in field. Xhaka. Nice footwork from him to get away from danger. Broby lays it in field. Carrying on his run is Gertruda. He's got Talbot on the outside. Cross towards the far post. It just needed a finish. Broby, I think, was really well held up by Martinez. Really good football from Sunderland. Just played their way through the lines. It was a nice delay from Granit Xhaka. It just stood. And 3 Manchester United players got shifted out of play and out of balance. And the cross towards the far post is a bit too much on it for Broby. The score remains goalless. Xerxes this time flicks the ball on. Alderweireld again down on the turf. This time he gets himself back up. I think that was a slip rather than an outstretched arm from the Manchester United striker. There's Michele. And for Xhaka. That's Michele once more. First time ball round the corner. From Xhaka. Now charges forwards. Nice pass forwards. Flick round the corner by Hugh. Somebody now suddenly woken up in the second half. Xhaka looking for the switch of play over to the far side. Nice cushion control from Mandava. Out towards Talbi. Talbi steps inside one, but can't go on the outside of Mazraoui, who puts a foot in, puts the ball out of play for a throw-in. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. 13 of Manchester United's last 15 away fixtures have seen both sides scoring. Not there yet, as Broby somehow gets the ball in between Luke Shaw and Martinez. It's forced out wide and lays the ball back to Gertruda. Sunderland popping the ball around nicely. Works infield to Alderweireld, who's 10 yards inside the Manchester United half. Up the line for Talbi. Back to Mandava. Sunderland's now enjoying a bit of possession in this second half. Xhaka falls for it and gets it. Nice cushion pass infield for Siddiqui. Space now out on the left for Talbi. Talbi looking to take on Mazraoui. Comes inside, lays it towards the edge of the area. Really well watched by Mainu, who then chips one in behind, but Xerxes comes short. Xerxes puts his arms out to say, why are you playing that pass? I wonder how long it would be until the introduction of Brian Mbeumo, because the way Xerxes leading the line has not been in keeping with how Manchester United have been playing in recent weeks. It's just been a bit slower and a bit cumbersome. Still no movement on either bench. No movement in the back of the net for either side either. As Alderweireld steps inside and easily gets past Xerxes, who then eventually with the jogs and takes him out from behind, and he'll be the second player to be shown a yellow card. Really needless one from the Manchester United striker, maybe showing signs of frustration. Got nowhere near the ball. Just went through the outside of Alderweireld, and suddenly we've got a free kick 10 yards inside the Manchester United half. And they'll have 2 players on a yellow card. Both of them for fouls on Alderweireld. Xhaka stands over this free kick. It's against Sunderland's in the line on the edge of the 18-yard box. Good movement around him. Talbi just moving away on the left-hand side. It's a low pass into the feet of Siddiqui. Loose control, but Manchester United give the ball away. Bruno Fernandes stretching for that, just grimaced as he tried to pick up possession. Now he's out of possession as Siddiqui lays it out towards Talbi. Talbi looking to tease and go on the outside of Mazraoui. Mazraoui gets the challenge in. That's going to be a corner. Good defending from the Manchester United fullback, who's pretty much kept Talbi in check. It's going to be another corner for Sunderland, an in-swinging one as we approach the hour. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Xhaka, Michele, Broby and Alderweireld all stand inside the 6-yard box. This is taken short. Back to the corner taken, whipped towards the far post. It's headed over his own crossbar. And Mazraoui. That's high fives from his teammates. I'm not sure I'd be so calm and composed in that situation. It's a deep cross towards the far post. Mazraoui just angled his head, just flicks it onto the roof of the net. It was going for goal. You'd say it wasn't a bad attempt. Corner taken short again. Back towards Xhaka. Cross in again, too close to the goalkeeper this time. Norman's looking for options to bowl it out quickly. Actually, he does roll it. Here's Mason Mount. Nice from Martinez to step inside of his man. Space over on the far side if the ball doesn't skip off the turf. Bruno Fernandes keeps it in play. Fernandes to Mazraoui. Fernandes takes over. Over on the far side, about 35 yards from goal. Back to Kobbie Mainoo. That's the problem for Manchester United. They take a little bit of time once they've played that long ball out. That just allows Sunderland to regroup and get players back. It's so condensed and tight there. All their players just a minute ago, or just a few seconds ago, must have been within about 10 feet of each other. Meanwhile, Fernandes has found a bit of space and found the pass for Xerxes. It's a really poor pass forward again from the Dutch striker. Siddiqui plays one into the channel. Maguire's in a foot race with Talby. The England defender will get there first. Plays it back to the goalkeeper. Short pass out towards Mazraoui on the outside. Still no movement from either bench as Bruno Fernandes plays it for Xerxes. Nice bit of control and flicked out towards Diallo. Diallo steps inside the challenge and then he's caught after the ball has gone. As he know, the referee says he simulated and waves him up. There's Alderete. Risky pass into the feet of Lafitte. Just about got there ahead of Mason Mount. And the switch of play. Michieli feeds it off towards Hume. Hume out to this near side. First time ball infield from Gertruda. Xhaka from the edge of the area. Opens it up on his left foot. Gets right underneath it. And he goes high into the stands. And that's going to be a goal kick. Puff of the cheeks from the Sunderland captain. And as that was an opportunity, his eyes lit up. I mentioned this goal-scoring streak that Manchester United on 23 games they've scored in a row. Only once, and surprisingly, gone on a longer such run. It's a really curious ball from Mainoo. Martinez is forced to just scoop the ball into the air. Xhaka can't find a teammate. The ball is exchanged between both sides. Now it's pushed forward by Hugh. Fee couldn't get there as Harry Maguire swipes it clear. Shaw brings the ball down and he's got two players around him. Tries to squeeze it up the line. Scrappy and messy from both sides as Gertruda heads up into the air not once but twice. And it's a really nice touch from Lafitte, who releases Broby. Is this the moment? Oh, brilliant save from Larmans. It was such a brilliant touch from Broby, who took the ball down with his left foot and then fired it into the far corner. And Larmans produces a fantastic save to keep the scores level. It's a real bit of head tennis, real messy play, but then the Fee brought it down. He played a lovely ball into the path of Broby. He just allowed the ball to roll across his body and tried to siphon it into the corner. A really good save from Larmans, and here comes Sunderland again. Lafitte over the top. Broby tries to put off his man, he goes down. Martinez waves him up. Broby's now rolling down, holding his face. Maguire stands over him, is shouting in his face. Sure, Atwell's coming across to keep the peace. There was certainly some wrestling going on between Martinez and Broby. And then, as the ball was played in, Martinez let go. Broby walked past him. Martinez turned and his hand may have caught the side of Broby's face, but there's absolutely no way a man of that calibre should be going down, rolling around. As if he's been poleaxed by Mike Tyson, but that's where we are. He's back on his feet now, and unsurprisingly not showing any ill effects, as Manchester United are going to make the first change of the game. And Xerxes is, unsurprisingly, the man who's going to make way. It's not Brian Boomer who's going to come on. It's Dorgu, a youngster who's found a real form of life under Michael Carrick. So I suspect Kuna will lead the line and Dorgu will take up that position on the left-hand side of the supporting trio. Going out towards Dorgu. He's beaten to it. Looked like it came off the hand of Siddiqui. Referee waves play on. The fee, nice cushion control again off his chest. Can't find Broby this time. Harry Maguire has got a really important foot in there. Martinez runs out of space and it's going to be a throw into Sunderland on this near side, right in front of the benches. So into the final 25 minutes at the Stadium of Lights, where it's Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Throw up towards Broby, bounces, push from Martinez. No free kick given, cleared away, but should come back the other way. It was skipped off the top of Mandava's head. He's fortunate that the fee was there to recover. Now Xhaka out towards Talby. Fee calling for it in space. Stevens played short in field. Here's Michieli. Tries to squeeze one forwards. Real good covering from Mount. Read the danger of the pass. And there's Dorgu with a flick. Up towards Fernandez, who's waited for the challenge. And the Fee slides in and puts it out for a throw-in. Still the rain continues to flow up in the northeast of England. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Into the last quarter of the game. Brian Boomer has been sent to warm up. And it'll be till his introduction in the game. Kind of feels tailor-made for him to come on. Do a bit of magic. We know that he can. Sunderland, who have largely been in control for much of this game, certainly had the game's better chances. I think the best chance of both halves. Will be denied just a few minutes ago, being put through one-on-one with the keeper by Larmans, who had a brilliant save for the second time in this game. The first half he denied Siddiqui. Ball over the top, too far. It's going to bounce through to Roofs. Passes it forwards. Michieli to his foot on the ball, roll it forwards. He's just slowed down in intensity in the last couple of moments. Passed out to this near side. Here's Hume. Dorgu goes to close him down, so Hume lays the ball back. Ball trying to be squeezed forward. Mainly gets a touch, but Lafee's there on his toes to nip the ball straight back for Sunderland. Lafee's still going. Good important touch in there from Gertruda. Kept possession for the home side. Xhaka switch out towards the far side. Nice control from Mandava. Up the road from Talby. Nice little flick from him. Siddiqui. Under pressure from Mount. Keeps possession. Plays it back towards Mandava. Sunderland enjoying a good spell of possession here. And they're working it over to this near side. First time ball back is picked off, and there's a slip. And there's Fernandez. There's four up here for this attack from Manchester United. Kuna out towards Diallo. Diallo into the area, looking to work the angle to shift it in. Plays it back to Kuna. And there's Mount. Really had to struggle, but manages to keep possession for his side. But the momentum just slowed slightly. Fernandez out to Diallo on the corner of the 18-yard box. Back to Fernandez once more. Fernandez just tries to flick it with the outside of his boot. It's well blocked by Siddiqui. Now Sunderland should be able to clear. Xhaka's so good at that. He just holds off the player and then creates space for himself with the dummy pass. That was a real good opportunity for Manchester United. The ball back to Mason Mount that was fired at him. He couldn't control it. Bounced off him and then off the Sunderland defender. It's another opportunity that Manchester United just haven't been able to create an opening. Here's Gertruda on the near side. Back it goes to Michieli. Sunderland's 0, Manchester United 0. Stadium of Lights. Remember that Sunderland have scored 37 goals this season. 25 of them have come after the second half whistle is blown. It's where they tend to score their goals, and they've got 20 minutes to maybe find one. secure just a second ever victory here against Manchester United in the Premier League. Here's Mainoo. Nice bit of space now for Mazraoui. On to Fernandes, out to Diallo. Can he get the cross in? He does, towards Bruno Fernandes. I don't think he was the intended target. Fernandes just got himself in front of the ball. Mason Mount was lurking just behind him. And a shrug of the shoulders, an air of frustration. It's kind of been the story of the game for Manchester United, in truth. Carrick looks on from the edge of his area. I tell you, the rain has now finally stopped. I wonder if there are going to be any changes. Brian Mbeumo's taking a place back down on the bench, by the way. If you're wondering if you're going to see him anytime soon. No, we're not. Roofs plays the ball short. Here's Alderweireld stepping inside of Diallo. Up the line for Talbi. Does well to keep it in. And now he's looking to take on Harry Maguire. And Maguire just committed and made the right choice and won the ball back. Sunderland have had 12 attempts, 4 of which have been on target. Manchester United with 7, not yet to test Roofs in the Sunderland goal. And now is Sunderland on the attack again with Gertruda coming inside on the right-hand side. He's looking for options. He plays it to Broby, back to Gertruda. Gertruda with a shot, hits the post. He was slipping as he hit it. It wasn't clean contact. It rooted everybody, and everybody just turned and watched as the ball hit the inside of the post and bounced back out. Cross into the area. Shaw deals with the bounce and then flicks it away on the volley. Xhaka picks it up, 25 yards from goal. Into Broby, first time left for Lafille. Lafille crossed towards the far post, headed away by Luke Shaw. Broby, Lafille goes down under the challenge, and immediately the referee waves it away. No penalty for the challenge on Lafille. But a moment to go. Gertruda almost opened the scoring. He slipped as he hit the shot from the edge of the area. Great layoff from Broby. Just ricocheted off the base of the post. The whole of time stood still inside the Stadium of Light. There's still no breakthrough. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. Fernandes out towards Mainoo. Mainoo back to Bruno Fernandes. Diallo. They're just playing passes between each other now. Back to Mainoo. Here's Harry Maguire. Just outside the D, inside the Sunderland half. Crossfield ball, looking for Luke Shaw. Shaw takes it in well, pushes it back for Dorgu. I haven't seen anything from him since his introduction. Now back in possession, up the line for Shaw. He looks to make a run in behind the defender. Comes instead off the Sunderland fullback, and now the break could be on. They've got 3 up here. The Sunderland are breaking through. Here's Hugh trying to find Broby. He just slips at the vital moment. Broby was making the run across the defender. And Broby just took his eye. Hume just took his eye off the ball. Xhaka does really well in the middle of the park to get away from Fernandes. Can he spread it out towards the far side? Yes, he can. Here's Talbi. Talbi once again looking to take on Mazraoui, who's got support with Diallo this side. So this time it's played back for Xhaka. First time ball in, away by Martinez. Kobe Mainoo picks up the loose ball in the middle of the park. Dorgu with a heavy first touch. Really good first time ball from Mukiele. He's driving forwards now. Mukiele holds off one challenge and then goes down in the second from Fernandes, and a free kick given. Fernandes claiming that the Sunderland player died. Did look a bit theatrical, it must be said, from this vantage point. Gertruda coming in from that right hand side. Look for the give and go. Moments ago, Gertruda hit the post. Just snipping as he hit the shot. The keeper could just watch it. Never going to get there. Something like a daisy cutter skimming off the turf and hitting the base of the post. Bouncing away. Nobody in the red and white shirt to capitalise. They won't capitalise here. They've got a free kick in a really promising position. 25 yards from goal. Just to the right of the penalty area. Xhaka and Lafille stand over it. So far the deliveries have been a chip ball in from Granit Xhaka. And this is no exception. Headed back across the face of goal by Siddiqui. It's out for a throw-in to Manchester United. It was just the floated ball in. That's been the delivery of choice. the Sunderland man just completely avoided any of his markers. Dorgu was the man who was supposed to be picking him up, but couldn't direct his header towards the goal line, let alone trouble the goalkeeper. And we are now going to see Brian Mbeumo, Diallo replaced. There's maybe Brian Mbeumo takes to the stage to maybe be the match winner. Towards Kuna, chests it down, but straight to Broby. And there's a chance for Siddiqui, out to Lafi. Lafi wanted to cross in the box, but there's no one to aim for in there. Goes for handball by Hume. No, says the referee. And Manchester United look to launch an attack of their own. Down the line from Shaw, who's completely wiped out. Dorgu, though, will get there first. And Bouma's coming in finally on the far side. Across his block, though. Good defending from Makieli. Shaw feeling the effects of that challenge. A really good ball up the line from Shaw. It was completely wiped out by Granit Xhaka. Probably deserves a yellow card. Shaw still hobbling around. And the cross couldn't find Mbeumo, who had made up so much ground on the far side. Cross blocks at the near post. It's going to be a corner to Manchester United. First time they've been in an attacking position for a bit of time. We've got Dorgu and Mbeumo in there to aim for. No Xerxes. And signal raised as Fernandez comes towards the far post, punched away by the keeper, high up into the air. Sunderland can't clear their lines. It's back towards Fernandez, who's motioning for Shaw to go on the outside, and he plays Shaw. Shaw across the face of the 6-yard box. It's turned away by Siddiqui. Fernandez back to Kuna, who lines up the shot. It's deflected away and then headed away before it gets to the goalkeeper. First touch from Mbeumo. Mbeumo lays it back to Mount. Here's Mainu. Mainu turns away from trouble. This is a better spell for Manchester United. Shaw out towards Bruno Fernandes on this near side. Up the line for Dorgu. Dorgu back to Fernandez. Takes a touch and then sets his sights for the far post. Headed away by Alderete. Ruby back defending. Gets it away from Brian Mbeumo. Now Alderete can launch the ball forwards. Instead he changes his mind and plays it short, and a little give and go with Siddiqui. Now Siddiqui's got a bit of space on the far side. Kuna across to close him down. Xhaka coming in field, looking to bring another attack for Sunderland. Runs into Dorgu, shifts it onto Lafi. Now out to Siddiqui. Talbi makes the run up forwards and receives possession. Moves it back as Sunderland try and force another opportunity in this game. And the closest to breaking the deadlock here at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. It's Hume taking a position on the halfway line. Last time left from Xhaka, and there's Hume in a bit of space, and he tries to again slide it beyond the back line. Can't find Broby, and there's Kobbie Mainoo. Space to maybe pick out a long pass. Instead he slows the game down and plays it sideways. Martinez to Shaw, who's now moving around a bit more freely after that earlier challenge from Xhaka. Dorgu goes down. I think he got pushed into the knees of Truda. It's going to be a sore one. Not necessarily the initial push. The face hit the knees of the Sunderland centre-back. Meanwhile, Sunderland are going to make their first change with a little under 12 minutes to go. And it looks like they're going to be taking off Talbi. And in his place will be Angulo. So a chance maybe for Angulo. Like for like attacking placement. And he'll be the man to break the deadlock here. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. There's Martinez. Now Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo gets it back from Shaw. Has to play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Larmans, who's made a brilliant save in either half, but otherwise is largely untested. the line for Fernandez. Heavy touch. Picked off him by Hugh. Xhaka goes down. Referee weighs advantage as Sunderland still have possession. Out towards the left-hand side. Mandava checks back and plays it to Alderete. Alderete closed down by Kuna. And he's given it away. Mount out towards Mbuma. Pushes it back towards Mason Mount. There's a bit more zip on these passes, Manchester United. They're just about getting away with it. And switches the point of the attack to the left-hand side. Here's Martinez. Chipped forwards and long. No one there in a black shirt to get on the end of it. Dorgu just saying he needs it quicker. Into the final 10 minutes here. Here's Gertruda. Up the line towards Hugh. Hugh nowhere to go. Plays the ball back again. Now wants to return. Still Sunderland can't get out of their own final third. That's for Roos, who took a heavy touch. He wasn't expecting that pass. Launches it out far diagonal. Really good first bit of control from Angulo. Just lost his wherewithal on the pitch and it took him out of play. And he brought that ball out of the air really nicely. Cushioned it. Just lost his bearings. And we're going to see a winner here in the final 10 minutes. Chances a premium in the last 5-6 minutes or so. Ball over the top from Mbuma to chase. And he had two Sunderland players that were battling, almost sandwiching him to get through. And the keeper makes a really heavy touch. And Dorgu just missed the ball and took the keeper. Caught his knee, I think. And after Sunderland defended so well, it was a really heavy touch from the goalkeeper. So lucky. Dorgu couldn't get his foot on the ball. He missed it by barely a foot. Caught the knee of the goalkeeper. It's going to be a sore one. He doesn't need treatment though. He's back on his feet. He'll take this free kick. Just shows how perilous the scoreline is. Goalless still with 8 minutes to go. Well, surprisingly, there's a few Sunderland fans that have seen enough and are heading to the exits. I never quite understand that when the game is level. Really, when your team are trailing with just a couple of minutes to go. It's long up towards the left-hand side. Angulo gives chase. Barge on Azraoui, and Angulo keeps it in. Angulo checking back on his right foot, lays it back to Xhaka on the edge of the area. Takes a touch and drops it towards the far post. Broby wrestling for it. He's managed to shield off the defender, and his free kick's been given against the Sunderland number 9, who is furious with Stuart Atwell's decision. It does seem that both players were wrestling with each other. Sure, having a conversation with the Sunderland striker. It was those two who were battling for the ball. Shaw was the player that was left on the turf. But pretty much for me, looked like half a dozen and 6 of one, if you put that the other way around. If anything, could have given Frau a penalty against Shaw. He wasn't looking at the ball and was just wrestling at the man. He just was out-muscled. Either way, we'll resume with the Manchester United goal kick, or free kick I should say, just outside the 6-yard box. And into the final 7 minutes. And then it goes over halfway. Kuna challenging for it, but only heads it back his own way. Martinez then nods it away. Back it comes from Xhaka. Head tennis is the order of the game. As Mainu gets a knee in there, and then Mason Mount can switch the point of the attack to Mbuma out the outside. Here's Brian Mbuma looking to take on Mandava. First time he's been able to get a run on his man, and he gets on the outside, a deep cross towards the far post. And has that gone out of play? I think it has. No, it hasn't. The referee's allowed play to go on before he's eventually seen the assistant's flag, and it will be a goal kick. Just for a moment there, I saw the assistant's flag and the game continued. I wondered if we were going to allow it to play out. Brian Mbuma, his first little run of the game. It's a deep cross towards the far post. It just sailed over the byline. Lovely though from Bruno Fernandes, who just flicked the ball over the defender. Not pushed it over his shoulder. Counted for nothing, though. Someone playing out from the back, and once again playing a little bit dangerously. The feet works it infield. Here's Xhaka. Searching ball from him, looking for Broby. Headed away, but only as far as Hume. Mount can't risk putting a challenge in, and Hume allowed to go. Shot from the edge of the area is blocked by Harry Maguire. Here comes Sunderland again, though, with Granit Xhaka. Into the final 5 minutes. Sunderland 0, Manchester United 0. And Gulu. Infield to the feet. The feet just open up for him. He strikes it. It's over the top. Still goalless. The feet. Eyes lit up. Swanging it. Swerved wildly away from goal. Almost took out a poor fan in the front of the stand there. Had to eke away from it. Brighton have waited a long time, but they finally have a third goal against Wolves. Scored 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes. They've got 1 in the last 5. Minter adding to Hinchelwood and Dunk's goals. Yes, the ball's forward from Lamont. Flicked on by Shaw. It's Dorgan. It's an unfortunate slip there for the Sunderland man. The game stopped, but I don't think it's for the challenge on Hume. That's where Bournemouth are leading Fulham by a goal to 0. Ryan scored just after the restart. Well, Hume went down holding his face. There was absolutely no contact there. The referee has given a free kick, and there's loads of fans leaving. So surprised. But there are streams of fans leaving the game with 4 minutes still to go. Michael Carrick is now having a word with Stuart Atwell. I thought he just stopped the game because it was a potential bad injury. From the vantage point we had, it looked like the player just slipped and almost did like a split. It looked like it could have been a serious injury, but I didn't realise that he'd just gone down holding his face, having not been touched. Which is what actually happened, and Sunderland have got a free kick, and if they score from this, it'll be quite controversial. Xhaka's ball forward. Sunderland keep the attack alive, but Maguire heads it away, flicked on by Mainu. Kuna reads the bounce and gets there ahead of the Sunderland man, but only momentarily. Chance on the far side for Angulu. Angulu flicks it back, and we'll start again with Mandava. Infield to Gertruda. Gertruda steps inside one, but didn't see Fernandes coming. Slip from Dorgu. Mainu, he's got 3 players around him, but manages to find Mount. Mount with a little back drag, and could be a chance here for Manchester United, who had 3 up in the attack, and the pass again is a terrible one for Bruno Fernandes, who just needed to play it into the feet of the Manchester United striker Dorgu. Fernandes has gone down, claiming he's been elbowed, and Stuart Atwell comes across. Fernandes up on his feet now. It's all getting a bit farcical. Manchester United want something in return. There was a little arm there from Angola, you know. It was a real cynical one after the ball had been played. There's a bit of afters from there. Xhaka trying to keep the peace with Bruno Fernandes. He certainly knew what he was doing. When the ball was gone, he put his arm out in the face of Fernandes. I tell you what, VAR will have a look at this. It's not an elbow, it's like a flick of a forearm, if I'm being truthful. And the Sunderland players saying no. I mean, VAR can look at this. It's definitely made contact. It's not I don't know. You never know nowadays. You look at Gabriel's head push, which was not deemed violent conduct. You look at Braddon last week for Sunderland, who tugged the back of the shirt, caught a bit of the hair, it was deemed a red card. I don't know where the criteria is right now in terms of whether a red card should or should not be given. The referee is going to have a word with Bruno Fernandes to explain the decision before he then explains it to the crowd. VAR and Peter Banks were having a look at this, and the referee is going to call over Angolo, is he? We can't award a yellow card. Well, we are going to get a change. Hume is going to be replaced, and that will be another change for Sunderland. Mayenda will come on for the final couple of minutes or so. We'll have a few minutes of added time now. It's the final minute. I presume 4 or 5 minimum. We're going to restart with a drop ball. Sunderland will have possession. It is goalless between the two sides. He's starting up again inside the Stadium of Light. I was about to say Roker Park then, that was a great stadium. Nice from Mainu. Flick round the corner from Dorgu, and Mainu slots it through for Fernandez. Dorgu's continued his run, looking to drive on the outside. Dorgu into added time, the end of the 90. Dorgu looking to take on the fullback. We have 4 minutes. He flicks it, looking for Mainu. Beaten to it in the air. And now it's Sunderland who can break. And they've got some players up in this attack, and Kuna gets to the ball first. Shaw. No one up ahead of him. Has to play it back to Kuna. Kuna was supposed to be the focal point of the attack. Is back inside his own half. Here's Martinez. Manchester United just going to settle for the point here. It's going to break their goal-scoring streak of 23 games, scoring in every game. Dorgu beaten to it. It's going to fall for Martinez. Cushion layoff for Kuna. Kuna checks back on his right foot, lays it across, but he can't find a teammate, can he? Kept alive by Misrari. He goes down, shot from the edge of the area. It goes past the post. It took a deflection. It's going to be a corner. Well, Kuna had an absolute opportunity there. If he just used his left foot, he had a clear shot on goal. He tried to check back on his right foot. In doing so, just lost the momentum, and he was falling back as he tried to set it back to the edge of the area. Fernandez got onto the little back heel flick from Mazraoui. It was completely wiped up by Angola. The shot may well have been going into the corner. It was deflected behind, and it's going to be a corner. Into the second of 4 added minutes. Across towards the 6-yard box. It's up in the air from Dorgu. Kuna knocks it forwards, but it's cleared away only as far as Fernandez. Fernandez to Kuna. Kuna takes on his man and beats him. Kuna across the face of goal. It didn't quite fall for Maguire. Cleared away. Shaw has to watch the bounce. Play it all the way back to the goalkeeper. Into the final 2 minutes of added time here. Long ball forwards is headed away. Broby uses his body well to hold off the challenge of Mainu. Sunderland could well get a chance of their own, but there were so many Manchester United players nipping at the heels of Broby, and eventually they did win the ball. There's a lovely ball from Fernandez, and here's Dorgu. He's in behind. Can he pick out a cross? He finds Kuna! Brilliant save from the keeper. The first time he's been called into action all game. Fernandez in the area. Kuna once more. Kuna turns. He goes down. Referee looks, blows his whistle, and gives a free kick and a yellow card for Kuna for diving. Probably the correct decision. Kuna is held to his feet by Granit Xhaka, but he had a chance in added time to win the game. Kuna turns really well. There was no contact at all. He threw himself to the ground. That wasn't a penalty at any shape or form. But moments before that, Dorgu played in behind by a lovely ball from Fernandez. Kuna 12 yards out, fired it straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, who stood tall, allowed the ball to hit his body. And out of harm's way, away by Harry Maguire. Dorgu picks up the loose ball, turns away and gets the rub of the bounce, and then he's pulled to the ground. That's going to be a free kick. Siddiqui trying to preserve his side's clean sheet. Manchester United are going to push everyone forwards here. It's taken quickly. Dorgu, he's in behind again. This is a more difficult one. He plays it off the defender. Does it come back off Dorgu last? No, it's going to be a corner. There'll be time to take it. We're into the final 10 seconds of the 4 added minutes. There'll be time to take this corner, and that probably will be it. Shade to the first half. In fact, everybody up for Manchester United as Bruno Fernandes stands over this latest in-swinging corner. Everyone deep towards the far post. Fernandez, puff of the cheeks. His hands on his hips, and Stuart Atwell just having a word with Luke Shaw. Bit of pushing and shoving at the back post. Is this the moment? Into the 95th minute. Corner driven in towards the back post. Fired by Mbeumo, it's deflected over the top. Back towards Fernandes, or has it gone out of play? It's going to be a corner, and that's the full-time whistle. Nearly a chance to win it for Manchester United right at the death. A point apiece, no goal to show for it. Probably a fair result in the reflection of 90 minutes. Sunderland might well feel that they shaded the 90 minutes. They forced two brilliant saves from Lahrmans, one in either half. He also hit the post when Siddiqui struck from the edge, from where Gertruda struck from the edge of the area, falling to the turf. Manchester United almost won it late on. Kunis shot from 12 yards, well saved by Roofs. And then a deflected effort right at the death from Mbeumo. Could have gone in, but went away for safety. So nothing to separate the two sides. For Manchester United, they solidify their third place in the table. For Sunderland, European football could still be a possibility, but it's unlikely now, given the form of the teams around them. I hope you've enjoyed this commentary live from the Stadium of Light, with the full-time score has been Sunderland 0, Manchester United.